What's up? This is David Palmer, the Leo King, on Hollywood Astrology, and today's date, August 18th, 2014. In today's news, we had Obama come up and do a speech about the city of Ferguson and how the lines need to be drawn with the military and the police. I think this is so funny because Mars in Scorpio is the best position for military. And if you know the astrology, in the last 2 weeks, actually it's been almost 3 weeks now, Mars entered into this space. This is when we really saw a lot of military energy over in the Middle East. We also saw it with drones coming out, but more importantly, we even saw it between Israel and Hamas and all this energy. So Mars in Scorpio hasn't even gone all the way through yet. So we're still getting to the bottom of what all these lines are like, what all this military energy is about. We're not gonna see it completely done yet though. It's gonna take some time. And today, having Obama come up like this really is defining what Saturn in Scorpio is all about. Without lines drawn, anything can happen. And a sign like Scorpio, it could be intense. There's still a lot of energy right now in Leo. We've got Mars, we got the Sun, we got Jupiter, and we've got Venus. We got a lot of energy in this positive sign of Leo. So no matter how intense things are getting, there's a positive that must be found. But when you add all these energies, when you have all these ingredients, guess what's gonna happen? It's like a great white shark. Who's ever stronger, who's ever more badass, and who's ever even more, I'll be honest with you, more military or more masculine is gonna win. And this is kind of going, you know, with all these stories that are around everything with police right now and brutality. This is intense. With Michael Brown, Mars is in Scorpio. All this energy is in Leo. Whatever side is right, I don't know. You know, it's about this brute will force of power and how it's being used on people. And if you were caught in the crossfire right now in the astrology, guess what? The stronger person wins. And that's kind of intense and it's kind of harsh and it's a little hard to take if you're having difficulties with harsh energy or you have difficulties with being very intense and drawing lines. And that's what this is about. This Ferguson story, I think it's great to see Obama, who is a Leo by the way, really stepping up and bringing the Leo story and seeing that if the lines aren't drawn, military and police, we could be stuck in a military country and it could affect people very intensely. So this is definitely a very serious time and very intense, and we're gonna see it play out, especially over the next week from August 18th to about August 28th. We're gonna see this energy really ramp up because Mars is gonna conjunct Saturn next week. And I think this is gonna really start to highlight more of these lines. This is really gonna start to highlight more of this intensity. And as the Sun finishes up here in Leo, and we still have all this crazy energy here, it's gonna be intense. It's not gonna be simple. It's not gonna be, you know, easy going. This is intense. So if you want to maybe guard yourself more, don't be afraid of masculine energy. Step up a little bit more, draw a line, say what you need to say, be more strong with your actions. Protect yourself more. It's not easy to do this energy if you're letting somebody be aggressive on you. So especially with this Michael Brown story, I think that we're gonna see it continue, but the lines need to be drawn there with aggression, whether it's from the police or civilian, and how it's reflected or how it's done with people. So this is very intense. And the positive in all this energy is I think we're starting to see that if we're able to start to draw the lines or make the rules happen, or really define what things are, then that allows everything to really work out. And that allows everybody to know the truth, know what's happening, and with that clarity, there's no issues, because you know where the line is, you know where the wall is. Now off topic, the really good part of this energy right now is the sex is really good. So I know that might sound crazy, but when you add all this energy in Scorpio and you add all this energy in Leo, you could definitely have some really positive connections, especially on August 18th, today that I'm reporting these stories, Jupiter and Venus conjuncted in Leo. So what does this mean? There's big doors to open with positivity, especially if you start to understand and draw those lines. So what do you think, David? What do you think about this whole Obama thing and military and police and the whole lines that are not being drawn? I mean, how do you feel about it personally?
Well, I just think it's a sign of what's happening in this evolution that we're all get to witness right now. You know, the world is changing, and we're either going to hold on to this patriarchal, very male-dominated world,
Or hold on for a second, Robin Williams is right there. Everybody give some love to him.
Hey, Robin.
So you were saying?
So yeah, I mean, it's the end of the patriarchal period, and it's not going to not go out without kicking and screaming the whole way.
Right.
And it's up to us really at this point in our history to decide whether or not we're going to go for violence as a solution or love.
Yeah, I think that this is definitely a time with all this battle between Leo and Scorpio of like what's truth, but where are those limits, and what is love, and there still needs to be truth in order to have love. You know, like there's this battle between what love is right now and how deep love can go. I mean, love's been always put as some really like positive thing, but if it's too flowery, you know, it could be a little too much. If it's really, you know, not based in truth, it doesn't feel like love. It's like sex, you know, unless you're gonna have the great orgasm at the end of the day, like it really doesn't feel like sex. So I think that there's this whole kind of, like you said, old patriarch ending in a new way of a new world being defined, and who knows how that's gonna be. Like, who knows? I think we're writing it right now, and it's through trying to figure out if, you know, where the lines are drawn, basically. I don't know.
I think it really is a matter of us as a collective deciding, you know, that love is the answer. I mean, when it no longer is represented by people in tie-dye t-shirts with peace signs.
Oh, right.
You know, in regular people with families and you know, real jobs step up and say, hey, look it, I don't want my child to go through this. And we're done. We're all done doing this as a solution, because it is never a solution.
Yeah, I just think that these are weird times, and you got to go with the flow, but you got to follow your heart, and you know what your truth is. And even though some people are going to push those limits, you know, you're going to have to stand up for your truth, and you're going to have to bring it out to people, and you're always going to have to follow true love. And true love will always prevail, I feel.
Well, you know, it's interesting because if you really look at it, love is a lot cheaper than war.
Yes.
Solving solutions with love is going to save our country a lot more money, to where we can do things for our citizens instead of spending money blowing things up.
Yeah, and I think especially as love is definitely cheaper, but I think, like, you know, truth is just as important as love.
Yes.
And so I think that's the battle of truth and love, what's real, what's not. You know, these are very deep and intense subjects right now.
Yeah, and these seem to be the subjects that are on everybody's lips. I know people who follow Leo King, when I go into these rooms, this is a hot topic, you know, and people are looking to manifest.
Yes, they are. Everybody's ready to manifest their true heart's desires, their true dreams, and everything that they want in their life. But you know what? There's that whole truth thing that comes in, and it can be a little intense and a little gnarly, you know?
Yeah, without the truth, love will not work.
Should we go? Let's go.
Yeah, without the truth, love will not work.
And we're crossing the street all crazy right now as we're recording Hollywood Astrology. But hey, that's Hollywood Astrology.
At its finest.
At its finest. It's my boy. Well, thanks for talking with me, David. And thanks for shooting with me, too.
My pleasure, David. I can't wait to get to the next show.
Right on, brother. Thank you guys so much for joining me on Hollywood Astrology. I'm your host, David Palmer, the Leo King, and I will see you guys on the next episode.